You have, like I think you alluded to earlier, received criticism from the mayor and from some gun control groups, or there's a group called Moms United Against Violence that's criticized these marches that you're doing. Why do you feel compelled to undertake this sort of action? Why not, go unarmed or have a community watch, neighborhood watch, like more traditional style? What is it that you think is making this necessary?
If the Second Amendment allows us to carry legal weapons, why can't we do that? So when people say, why do you have to be armed? I say, why not? We're legal. We're under control. We've been doing this for a while. And it's interesting. Nobody said anything when we were out in the suburbs marching and they knew we were legally armed, and the neo-Nazis were calling us names and saying things. And the Proud Boys showed up at one rally, and I said, if you threaten us or attack us, we're going to defend ourselves. That was on the front page of the Hartford Current. Saw me shaking hands with one of the Proud Boys, and I said, if you attack us, we're going to defend ourselves. I said, capiche? And the guy said, capiche? But now, there was no hue and cry about that. But as soon as we come back to the city and we implement the same thing, now there's a hue and a cry. So I say this, why not carry weapons? Why not be able to defend ourselves? The Democratic machine in Hartford is more worried about us carrying guns. And as the mayor said, Cornell and those other people invited a Republican, exact words, in the CT Insider newspaper, a Republican, a conservative, to come and address the people about gun control. Well, this man that they're talking about, Attorney Craig Fishbein, used to be the head of the Firearms Review Board. He's a state senator. He's an accomplished lawyer. So who better to talk about guns and safety and what you need to do than the man who used to be the head of the Firearms Review Board? But see, they're concerned about those things. So some people may see it as being drastic, but I don't. The oppressed, historically, all over the world, choose their method of fighting oppression. As my Irish brothers tell me that are with us, you can't start a fight, man, and then tell me how to finish it. And so we say the same thing. We have the right to dictate and organize what it is that we want to do in terms of freeing ourselves from oppression. Sophocles wrote this, heaven will never help a man who will not help himself. And we're helping ourselves using the limited resources that we have. And so we think this is the best method because the other methods that they've thrown at us don't seem to work. The politicians are talking, they're not doing anything, and the people are tired of it.
And, I haven't read I've read a number of news reports. Obviously, these marches didn't just start happening this month. You've done them in the past as well. There's reports on them from last year. Have you had any run-ins with law enforcement? Has there been anyone who's from your group that's gotten in trouble over this?
Last year, we had a similar march on Barber Street, starting at a place called Unity Plaza, a scene of crime and shootings. The police showed up there. And before the march, they said Cornell Lewis and the Self-Defense Brigade and other people are going to cause more problems for the Hartford Police Department. Mm-hmm. They said that publicly.
Right.
For some reason, this time, either they don't want to speak about it or Almighty God has silenced their voice. They've been asked 4 times about our march and what they think about it even before it began. Each time they said, no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment. So the police have not really commented on this. The new mayor of Hartford, he has commented on it. He has called us George Zimmerman wannabes. He has said that we need to seek a spiritual solution. He said, I asked myself, what would Jesus do? Well, he's asking the wrong man about that. I went to theological school and studied the New Testament in Greek and the Old Testament some in Hebrew. And I'll tell him directly what Jesus would do. Jesus went into the synagogue, which represented the community in the New Testament. Inside the synagogue, there was a demon. All the disciples were there. Either the disciples didn't see the demon or they couldn't get the demon out. Jesus got the demon out of the synagogue. So the man needs to understand, if he's asking what would Jesus do, the historical Jesus, I would say that Jesus would be out in the community rallying the people with the same scripture. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Or if you're a Muslim, the Prophet Muhammad, I believe, said this: a man who desires peace must be prepared for war. That is what the holy ones would say and would do in response to the mayor of Hartford. So the police, they've kept quiet about this, but the NAACP, the mayor, the governor said he doesn't want this to occur. And I don't know of any other way to say this, so I'm just going to say it. The Black people in the community that have been trotted out to speak for the anti-violence groups, they are parroting what they've been told. The Black anti-violence groups that get money from Washington, they are out advocating against this like they've been given a mandate from heaven. Now, I notice that the advocates for the anti-violence groups that are basically white have kept quiet. They've trotted out Black people to speak against us vociferously, or as my English teacher would say, in a stentorious type fashion. Okay? And so all of that is going on behind the scenes. But as my granddaddy from Georgia said, you throw a stick into a pack of dogs, the one that hollers, the one that got hit.